PADI is a company that certifies people for diving. If you take a class with PADI, if you choose to do that, do not complain to PADI corporate about the instructor or the dive center. Do not complain. Even if there's sexual harassment going on or poor quality training, do not complain because they can and may take away your certification. They may not issue the cards because they just don't want to do that in retaliation, or they may revoke the cards that they already issued. And I'll show you examples. First example. This is from Trustpilot.com. And as you see here, it's for PADI. This person, January 29, 2021, Nicolene, wrote, complain. And this is what she wrote. I had a bad experience doing my advanced open water course. I contacted PADI because I had a bad experience with one of their dive instructors. I already contacted PADI before about this case, but the problem has not been solved. I have been charged and unfairly received no certificate. In 2019, I went on a boat in Tahiti to do my advanced open water certification. I spent 3 months aboard the Danish boat Mona with the PADI instructor Mikkel. Me and others were seriously upset and disappointed in the experience we received. He was extremely unprofessional and not only aggressive with me and other learners on the boat, but also spending a very little amount of time actually educating or teaching us about diving. But it turned out we all got certified anyway, and we paid for it. I wrote an email to PADI about his behavior and his way to teach us diving, and it turned out they took away my open water advanced certificate without a refund, stating to me, because I said the training was not good enough. It was not only not good enough, but unprofessional, selfish, and not up to the standards of a PADI certified instructor. I still don't understand how the situation could follow this course. They took away my certification and didn't make him pay me back. What are the repercussions of him, and why am I receiving no compensation as a paying customer, even just the ability to complete my advanced open water with another PADI instructor for free? I was just honest and told them that there was a problem with one of their instructors. Still don't get why I should get punished for it. And then she wrote near the end, I just want to have my certificate back or my money back because I did all I had to do. The only problem was his behavior. And his behavior, I'm guessing she was referring to the instructor that she wrote about. And I still did the course and paid for it. Well, she is complaining about the instructor, but guess what? What's worse? PADI. She complained to PADI, and PADI took away her certificate, her advanced open water certificate, because she complained, and she got no compensation. So, is this a company you want to take a class with? You take a class, and you complain, and you don't get the certificate. Wow. And you see here, this is from PADI.com/help. Consumer protection, PADI states, acknowledging and preserving the high level of customer satisfaction achieved by PADI. Members is the cornerstone of the PADI Quality Management Program. Complete a course evaluation questionnaire or email qa@padi.com to report compliments or complaints regarding PADI training. Consumer alerts help uphold PADI's high standards and quality service to protect your safety. If you'd like to verify the credentials of a PADI Pro, use ProCheck. So, PADI is advertising consumer protection. So if you take a class, a PADI class, you could do a survey, or you can contact qa@padi.com. And they have consumer protection. Maybe they have your back. This is what it looks like. But guess what? They don't. I took Open Water Diver and Advanced Open Water Diver. And these two classes were PADI classes. I paid over $600 US, the equivalent of $600 US. I mean, more than $600 US, the equivalent. And there was sexual harassment by a PADI dive master. And there was poor quality training. from their instructor. So I emailed qa@patty.com about the complaints. And I even spoke with Johnny, the director of training at Patty. I emailed the CEO of Patty as well. And Johnny promised me the cards. But guess what? I did pass the class because I got the 2 paper cards that was issued, and they told me to mail in the green PIC for one for the open water and one for the advanced, and then I'll receive a plastic card in the mail. But before, basically, after I got the paper cards, I complained to Patty, and then guess what? This is an email that I sent Stephanie DeVore. Stephanie DeVore is Patty's lawyer. She's in legal affairs, a manager legal affairs at Patty America. So after I had the conversation with Johnny, and you can check it out in my other video, the conversation I had with Johnny, who did promise to process the cards today. That's what he said, today, meaning the day of the call that we had. And it was a conversation over the internet because I am in Egypt. So it was a conversation over the internet that I talked to him. And guess what? He did say that he was going to process the cards. And then he also asked me to email him things in writing because I was telling him things like, one of the boats, the white whale boat in Hurghada, it doesn't appear that they're approved by the Egyptian tourism antiquities department because it was on a website and things like that. And she's like, oh, email things in writing. But anyway, so I did email them some things, including evidence of sexual harassment as well. And then the next day, after the call, even though he promised to process the cards, next day, their lawyer, Stephanie DeVore, emailed me. And then I emailed her back, and I said, I don't recall Johnny asking me about the sexual harassment I experienced or make any apologies in the call. Why didn't a quality director care about sexual harassment with a Patty certified dye master? Because sexual harassment is a very serious thing. No customer should be sexually harassed when they're taking a Patty class. And they should not be sexually harassed at all. And it didn't feel like Johnny really cared about sexual harassment. And I did complain about poor quality training, just like that other person that I showed you in the beginning of the video. And guess what? Stephanie DeVore, she's a lawyer. And take a look, let's see. She is a lawyer. So we can take a look here. So this is the State Bar of California, Stephanie A. DeVore, number 235522. She is a lawyer, and she works for Patty. This is from the State Bar of California. And one would think that lawyers should have good ethics and morals. But if you take a look at what she emailed back, Mr., and she put my last name. It has become abundantly clear that any further communications between us will not result in your satisfaction. It also appears that your certification as Patty Diver would not be in our mutual best interest. The countless emails you have sent to Patty cannot justify the time and resources that have been used in an effort to ensure your safety and well-being if you are to be certified. Therefore, I have been authorized to cease all further communication with you, and you will no longer receive any response from Patty. So the day before, basically Stephanie's first email, because I did talk to Johnny, he said he was going to process it, and then Stephanie said it wasn't going to be processed, and I emailed her this. You see this? I don't recall Johnny asking me about sexual harassment I experienced or make any apologies in the call. Why didn't a quality director care about sexual harassment with a Patty certified dye master? I asked this question, and her response is, oh, take a look. This is how I interpret it. Basically, if I read it and this is how I interpret it, it means that, oh, you're not worth the time. and we're going to stop communicating with you. So instead of responding to sexual harassment and answering why didn't Johnny appear to care about the sexual harassment, she's basically replying back that you're not going to get the cards and we're not going to communicate with you. I paid for the class, open water diver, advanced open water diver. I passed the class according to the instructor, and his number is 606722, I believe. 606722. And that is the instructor's ID number. He is a PADI certified instructor. He was like the 2020, one of the top instructors for 2020 as well. And he's currently a PADI certified instructor. I got the paper cards. I complained about sexual harassment and also poor quality training to PADI. And this is what happens. PADI won't issue any of the two cards of the two classes I took. They won't communicate. So, going back to the original, PADI. Just don't take a PADI class. You know, there are other agencies. There's SSI, there's CMOS, I think there's NAUI, N-A-U-I. And, you know, you take a PADI class and you think that you have consumer protection because PADI is kind of well known, right? And maybe you decide you had to email QA@PADI.com because you had a bad training or you experienced sexual harassment. So you want to complain to PADI corporate. Well, guess what they can do? Like they did to me. They can decide not to issue you the cards and cut off communication. And then I'm not the only one. They decided not to issue the cards because I just took a look at Trustpilot and then I saw like, you know, one of the just some reviews down, you know, so you're taking a look, you're scrolling down, and then bam, you get the Nicolene thing, Nicolene's review, January 29th, 2021, and she basically complained about her instructor, and PADI decided not to issue her advanced open water diver certificate. And about myself, I took dives 1 through 11 with this company, an instructor who is a top instructor at PADI. I complained. He gave me the paper certificates and PADI's refusing to issue the cards. And now I actually have 39 dives total because after the 11 dives with the two classes combined, I paid a different dive center and dive with a different PADI instructor, and I have 39 dives. But I guess PADI refuses to issue me any of the cards, so I have 39 dives and no cards. Thank you for watching. Please do not dive with PADI. If you do decide to dive with PADI, don't complain because they can take away your cards. An ethical company would care about sexual harassment or poor quality training. Right? But guess what, PADI? PADI will decide to not issue the cards and also decide not to communicate any further. So you complain to PADI, they will retaliate. Don't dive with PADI.